was reading in the Sermon on the Mount the other day, and once again I noticed how Jesus challenges the norm. Over and over again, Jesus says, "You've heard that it was said, but I say to you. You've heard that it was said, but I say to you." The Jesus model of leadership, which is what we're looking at, is one that is not afraid to challenge the norm. Let me give you an example. When I came to St. Mark, the norm was that this was a congregation that did not have the resources to do anything grandly. In fact, we had a small building. We had a small but serviceable parking lot. But the building across the parking lot in which we are now standing had been up for lease, and when I came, the lease sign was down, and come to find out, the man who owned the building had decided to hang in there for a while. We met for lunch, and I just wanted first right of refusal if in case he decided he wanted to sell the building, and within 3 months he came back and said, "It's available." And that's when we began to challenge the norm. To challenge the norm that what we have is all that we can get. That what we're presently doing is all that we can do. And with a group of lay leaders, we began to see something bigger. And the congregation rose up. A capital drive accomplished not only the purchasing of this building, but the expansion of parking lot. And that has led to another capital drive and now to Vision 2020. 2020 Vision is an anticipation to see clearly what God is setting before us in concrete steps and in sequence to lead us to the year 2020. Can't happen without challenging the norm. Challenging the norm doesn't always mean that the goal you have in mind is accomplished. What it does mean is that people are asked to think differently and to not accept the limitations that are present. And isn't that what Jesus is saying here? Again, you have heard that it was said to those of ancient times, and then he says, but I've got better news for you than what you always thought. When was the last time you challenged the norm? Was it for something big enough? For Jesus, he challenged the norm because the kingdom of God is always bigger than we can imagine. And that's the insight for today.